Howdy and welcome. I'm the Red, White, and Blue Jew, aka Jake Donnelly. And I have to talk about what's happening right now on the political right. The anti-Semitic grifter trolls are coming out of their caves and exposing their asses and showing to everybody just how easily those on the right can seep into the land of anti-Semitism. But worse, these people who purport to be America first are actually harming the conservative political movement in the United States of America. And these are people that have the just most influence on the political right. People like Tucker Carlson, like Patrick Bet-David, Candace Owens, and even the fucking brain jackasses known as the Hodge twins. So I'm going to go into every single one of those people and expose them for the anti-Semitic grifters that they are. So let's start with the guy at the top, Tucker Carlson. Tucker has always rubbed me the wrong way because I had the belief that when given the chance, he would sound more like Bernie Sanders than Ben Shapiro. Recently, ever since leaving Fox News, he's done exactly that. He's been promoting Russia. Who does that sound like? He's been promoting the glories of Moscow. Who does that sound like? But the thing that really irked me about Tucker Carlson was the fact that I don't believe he actually knows what the American dream is about. For Tucker, he sees the dying and failing American towns and cities and says that the government needs to help them out. That's not true at all. That is actually the antithesis of the American dream. That's populism. That's not conservatism. Conservatism, traditional American values are all about innovation or go west, young man. So if you are somebody that is in one of those dying towns, come up with something. Be an entrepreneur. Innovate. But if you think that you can't save your town or your city and that it's going into the dumps, leave that town or city. This land is a great land and it is huge. And people like Tucker are promoting things that traditionally aren't American values, or at least are not American conservative values. So when he talks about the fact that he is America first, this is what I think.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, I don't believe him. I think that the way that he is talking about America is actually detrimental to the cause. And this goes even further when he starts talking about what's happening right now between Israel and Hamas. Recently, he was trying to promote the fact that Israel isn't a good place for Christians. Now, you would think that he would speak to an Israeli Christian like Yosef Haddad or Jonathan Elkori, but no, he spoke to a Christian pastor from Bethlehem. Now, I know what many of you are thinking. Bethlehem, that's Israel, isn't? No, it's not. Bethlehem is governed by the Palestinian Authority. The Palestinian Authority, which is governed by Mahmoud Abbas, who wrote his dissertation, by the way, at a Russian university, that was all about denying the Holocaust and how the Holocaust isn't what you think it is. The same guy who is in, I believe, year 19 of his 4-year term, because if the people in the Palestinian Authority had elections right now, they would vote in Hamas. But let's get back to the pastor. This pastor is somebody who praised what Hamas did on October 7th. So what's the problem with that if you're a supposedly America First person? Maybe the fact that scores of Americans were murdered on October 7th. Or maybe the fact that currently there are 5 Americans languishing in the tunnels of Gaza. So you want to say that you're America first while you're promoting a pastor who praised the murder of Americans and who praised the kidnapping of Americans. You're going to have to explain to me just exactly, Tucker Carlson, how you are American first when you have somebody that lies and praises what Hamas did on October 7th. And his whole point was Bethlehem. Bethlehem, which is currently governed by the Palestinian Authority, only has 20% Christian. It used to have 80% Christian. How'd that happen? Well, that's because when Israel governed Bethlehem, it was 80% Christian. Now, when the Palestinian Authority is governing Bethlehem, it's 20% Christian. So he wasn't even smart enough to get on an actual Israeli Christian pastor to talk about this. And I know that Tucker Carlson is not a stupid person. So that leaves us with only 2 options. Either Tucker is a smart person and acting in a malevolent fashion, and I think it's that, Or Tucker Carlson is completely ignorant of what is going on, or even what is, in fact, Israel versus the Palestinian Authority-governed lands, the West Bank, what I like to refer to as Judea and Samaria. But it's only one of those two options. Now, there's another grifter who has started to really expose himself, that being Patrick Bet-David. Because Patrick Bet-David, a guy who, by the way, was in the military, somebody who should know something about military history, he's been bemoaning, much like Joe Rogan, the fact that, there's been more than 30,000 innocent civilians killed in Gaza right now. First and foremost, I've seen the uncensored footage multiple times. And you want to know what that uncensored footage shows you? A bunch of fucking civilians taking part in the October 7th atrocities. So when you start talking about innocent Palestinian civilians, you're going to have to be extremely precise. But let's get back to the point of the more than 30,000 dead in Gaza, if you are going to believe the Gaza Ministry of Health, which is run by Hamas. Let's just take those numbers at face value, okay? Let's shall. What happens with those numbers? According to John Spencer, the expert at West Point when it comes to urban warfare, what he has told everybody using the most liberal numbers is that the way that Israel is prosecuting this war is better than any military in modern military history. That means better than all of the UN forces. That means better than all of the United States forces. It's at least 3 times better how Israel is conducting this war. That's better than what we did in Kabul. That's better than what we did in Fallujah. So right now, Israel is actually showing the rest of the world how to conduct a war against terrorists. Terrorists who are embedded in the civilian population and who hide under tunnels while using hospitals, women, and children as shields. All, by the way, war crimes. But Patrick Bet-David has a problem with Israel. Why? Because the United States gives military aid to Israel? Is that the same military aid that Israel has to buy weapons and all different things from the United States military? Oh, it's that military aid, is it? So America is getting things back. I thought you were America first. I thought you would like buying American, which is what the Israeli military is doing. But apparently you're not that American first. And the thing where Patrick Bet-David has completely shown his ass has been in his suggestion that Valuetainment, his company, would host the debate between Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro. He was holding hostage $250,000, saying, I am going to donate $250,000 to the family of Laken Riley if Valuetainment can host the debate between Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens.
If you want to do the sit down with us, a fair and balanced sit down, the moderating of the two of you, we will give $250,000 to Laken Riley's family.
In Judaism, that's an absolute shanda. That's a disgrace. Why? Because he should just be donating that money regardless. But I've got one better for you, Patrick Bet-David. This topic is supposedly about Israel, isn't it? So if that's the case, maybe you show that you actually care about Americans. Americans like Hirsch Goldberg Poland, who is currently a hostage in Gaza. But you don't give a flying fuck about that or the Americans killed on October 7th. Because if you did, you would be talking about them every single day on your show. But you're not. And why is that? That's because you've adopted Jimmy Carter's strategy. Congratulations, you and all of the people like you are now Jimmy Carter fools. So this was all about the debate between Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens, and oh my God, I am going to go old school TO on this and grab my fucking popcorn if this actually happens.
Get your popcorn ready.
Because here's the thing. Candace Owens doesn't know a damn thing when it comes to Israel. She's the person who thought this about the Muslim quarter in Jerusalem.
So when I'm walking through Jerusalem and you see, and they say these are the Muslim quarters, this is where the Muslims are allowed to live.
Yeah, that's not what the Muslim quarter means. It's not like a shtetl or a ghetto or anything like that. It's not just Muslims in the Muslim quarter, you absolute jackass. But this is the real problem when it comes to Candace Owens. Candace Owens is a massive conspiracy theorist. She is somebody that is only a couple of shades away from InfoWars and Alex Jones. And that's really the problem when it comes to conspiracy theories on the right. That is, if you are somebody who enjoys conspiracy theories, you are so close, just an itty bitty step away from anti-Semitism. Now, why is that? That's because anti-Semitism is the oldest conspiracy in the books. Thousands upon thousands of years old. The Jews killed Jesus. No, we didn't. Even read what the Pope said in the Nostra Aetate. Literally, the Jews aren't responsible for the death of Jesus. So why do I know my stuff better than you should know your stuff? But that's where the conspiracy theories comes. Things like blood libels, which Candace Owens hit that hard and liked a tweet about an absolute stereotypical anti-Semitic trope of the blood libel. But that's who Candace Owens is. But Candace Owens wants to debate Ben Shapiro on the topic of Israel? That would be like a figure skating fan trying to debate me on Joe DiMaggio versus Ted Williams. Yes, it's technically in the same arena, but you are way the hell out of your depth. That's what's going to happen between Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens. And oh my God, Bart Scott, tell the world what I think about that.
Can't wait.
So that's Tucker Carlson, that is Patrick Bet-David, and that is Candace Owens. All people who seem to believe that they are America first, yet they really don't care about an American ally. An American ally that is doing everything it can to prosecute a war against terrorists. So then let's take the final thing that I really want to talk about today. The whole Christ is King. If you are Christian, if you are Catholic, Protestant, it doesn't matter. If you want to profess your love for your God, go right ahead and do that. But just know right now, when you are saying Christ is King online, you're falling into the Nick Fuentes Grifter group. You shouldn't have allowed them to culturally or religiously appropriate that phrase because I sincerely believe that you sincerely believe that Christ is King. That's not mine. I'm a Jew. I believe in Judaism. I believe in Hashem, the Word, the one God. You guys believe something different, and that's the divergence. Specifically, was Jesus Christ God? Was he God incarnate on earth? For Jews, no, not even a prophet, just a rabbi. That's it. For others, he's a God. You know what? Do your thing. But when you're using Christ as King as an argument when it comes to what's happening right now between Israel and Hamas, or Israel and the Palestinian Authority, or Israel and Hezbollah, or Israel and the Houthis and the Tutsis, and Israel and Iran, you're doing it wrong. It's like an online crusade. You might as well be grabbing your chainmail, getting a horse, and figuring out if you can wield a broadsword, and then going on to the virtual steps of Jews everywhere trying to proselytize. We don't care. It's not an argument. If you want to argue what's going on right now, argue what's going on right now. But just simply saying Christ is King, yeah, that's anti-Semitic because it's not an argument. It's just you professing your faith to me, and I feel touched that you are concerned for my soul, but the way that you're doing it right now, I know for a fact you're not concerned for my soul. You're doing this to get a rise out of me. But it's really one of the most pathetic things that you could possibly be doing. Again, you guys are retreading stuff that has happened centuries and centuries ago. Good for you. You're doing a crusade. I mean, we've done this before, haven't we? But the difference is this time around, it's not the Muslims. It's not the Muslims that are in control of Jerusalem. It's the Jews, the people who made Jerusalem, Yerushalayim, the land, the holy land. That is what's going on right now. And when Tucker Carlson brings on a pastor to talk about all of the evils of Israel and doesn't even understand the geography of Israel right now, all I want to point to is the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, where Jesus is theoretically buried. How's that going right now for Christians if you want to go there? You absolutely can. You can do that. Why? Because Israel has freedom of religion. If you are a Jew, you get to pray there. If you're a Christian, you get to pray there. If you're a Muslim, you get to pray there. But Tucker Carlson is lying about all of that. So that brain jackasses like the Hodge twins can go and have one of the dumbest and just, oh my God, it's so pathetic.
You over here acting like a damn Jew. Man, I already told him that. What are you, a Jew now?
It's so pathetic listening to people like this. You think you're cute? You think you're funny? You think you're edgy? You are doing the same shit that has been done over centuries, over multiple millennia. Guys, come up with something new.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Is that too much to ask? How about if you're actually trying to get a rise out of Jews, maybe be funny. Maybe come up with something new. Instead, you're just recycling the same old shit, and from where Jews like me sit, it's absolutely fucking pathetic. But the worst thing that you are doing while shouting America first, America first, America first, is the fact that you are harming the conservative movement in the United States. The conservative movement that actually does give a shit about America and puts America and Americans first. Not a single one of you has bemoaned the fact that Americans were murdered on October 7th. Not a single one of you could tell me any of the names of the 5 Americans who are still being held hostage by Gaza. So what is it? Are you guys actually America first? Or are you only America first so you can spew your bullshit? I think I know which one this is. Do you like your heads up displays in your fighter jets? Think Israel. Do you like the actual intelligence, as in military and espionage intelligence that you're getting out of the Middle East? Are you worried about the people that are coming over the southern border? Where do you think America gets the information for many of these people that are coming from the Middle East? Who do you think are the ones that are actually paying attention to everybody in the Middle East right now? Because you guys claim to be America first. But right now, you're on the side of the people who are doing this.
Protesters take more extreme measures to show support for Palestine, and it's happening right around the world.
You're on the side of the people who are chanting this.
الموت لأمريكا! الموت لأمريكا! الموت لأمريكا!
That's in Dearborn, Michigan. And you guys are on the side of the people who did this more than 2 decades ago. When almost 3,000 Americans were murdered, that's what the enemies of Israel is currently fighting right now. That's what they were doing. But you're saying you're America first because you believe in isolationism? Congratulations, that's what led to World War I. You want to say America first and appease people like Hamas and people like Hezbollah and the Palestinian Authority and Islamic Jihad? Congratulations, you've now found out Neville Chamberlain. So you're combining the thing that led to World War I, the thing that led to World War II, and turning it into an absolute fucking nightmare mix, a concoction that is going to lead to World War III. All because you guys don't have the stomach, and some of you are military, so it's very confusing. You either don't have the stomach or the knowledge about military history. You want to know what the Allies did in World War II? We killed 200,000 German civilians in Dresden. You want to know what America did in World War II in Japan? We are firebombed the shit out of Tokyo March 9th and March 10th during Operation Meeting House 1945, killing 100,000 Japanese. And that's why we dropped the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, because we understood back then what it took to root out an evil ideology. The type of evil ideology that conducted the Bataan Death March, that conducted with Dr. Ishii in Unit 731 some of the most horrific crimes against humanity of all time. We knew back then what it took to destroy an ideology. And either we don't have the knowledge of it now, or we don't have the stomach for it now. But if you're America first, if you want to take on the enemies of America, give military aid to Israel. Israel does not want a single American soldier working right now in Gaza or the Palestinian Authority. They don't want that. They want to buy their weapons from the United States. And again, do you not support the United States military? Because that's what Israel supports. But more than anything else, I support America. And because I support America and I'm an actual fucking patriot, I support Israel. Because I know the people that want to take down Israel right now are the same people that want to take down America. They're chanting it in Dearborn, Michigan right fucking now. And if you take everybody's least favorite politician, Kamala Harris, and her love of Venn diagrams,
give me a Venn diagram every day of the week.
That Venn diagram of the people that hate the United States and the people that hate Israel is a concentric circle. But all of a sudden, your hatred of Jews, because let's call it what it is, and specifically Israel, makes it so that you are now actually on the side of the people that hate not just Israel, but the United States. So when I say you're an anti-Semitic grifter fucking troll, I mean that. Because you're shouting America first, but what you're actually promoting is people that hate America and an ideology that will end with attacks on America. So you're not America first. You're America last. But it's not just that. You're actually Jew haters first. And you've allowed that part of who you are, that ugly part of who you are, to cloud your vision so much that you're actually subverting what is good for America because you would rather hate Jews and really hate Israel. And true Americans cannot allow you to do that, whatever the reason. Why? Because we, on the conservative movement, are actually America first. Unlike you all, you anti-Semitic grifter fucking trolls. Well, I'm the red, white, and blue Jew, aka Jake Donnelly. I hope you enjoyed that. If you didn't, I don't give a fuck. So that'll do it for me here from Legoland. And if you don't like these Legos, well, you're really not American, even though Lego isn't American. Lego is fucking awesome. You want to know what else is awesome? Israel, as well as the United States of America. Bless the United States of America. Until next time.